Hello, welcome to RBC Blues Fest. I'm Gord from the Jump Morning Crew, Jump 1069. RBC Blues Fest tonight, Red Hot Chili Peppers taking the stage at 9:30. It's going to be awesome. With me right now, Josh from the Chili's. Welcome to Ottawa, man. Have you been able to see any of these sites lately?
No sites.
No sites in Ottawa. You know what? Check out the market.
Okay.
The market's going to be fun. You're not from Metallica.
No.
You were in Belarus last week, and tell us a little bit about that, because you were in Belarus, and all these custom guys thought you were from Metallica.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. They just they had a pile of Metallica stuff ready for Metallica to arrive, I guess. I don't know how it happened, but I was embarrassed for them. I felt bad because they didn't quite get that we weren't those people, but I don't know what was going on. So I went to the bathroom.
So you weren't the one that spearheaded all the signings? Was it like Flea or something?
No, I think they just wanted their stuff signed, and they couldn't quite get that we weren't Metallica. So Anthony and Flea just said, well, we got to get out of here. We're on our way somewhere else. Let's just sign it and go. And I felt funny. I couldn't sign over Kirk's face, so I picked that moment to...
Well, you really don't look like Kirk Hammett.
So. No, and nor do any of them look like any of the Metallica guys.
Right. You guys...
But still, it was hard for them to grasp that.
Right. So you guys have been working with Rick Rubin for like 27 years. Mother's Milk...
I haven't.
Right. You haven't. But Mother's Milk came out the year I was born, to make you feel old. But Red Hot Chili Peppers has been working with Rick Rubin for so many years, and now you guys have been working with Danger Mouse for this record. Yeah. And you have some history with Danger Mouse.
Yeah, I know Brian for over 10 years. We worked together on a record by an amazing singer called Martina Topley Bird back in the mid-aughts. Yeah, we've just been friends. I toured with him a couple years ago, and this was a great opportunity to work together again.
What was the transition going from like touring with Gnarls Barkley to the Chili's?
One day in one hotel. I was in Australia, and I went from, I guess it's East Coast to the West Coast with Gnarls Barkley, said bye to them, and then started in the West Coast and retraced my steps completely with the Chili Peppers. I had done something with them already, but it worked out perfectly. So
right.
But I've known the Chili Peppers. I had known the Chili Peppers for so long before that anyway, so It was just like jumping on a tour with your friends.
Right. But you're the youngest of the Chili Peppers. What was it like coming up with probably a band that you probably grew up listening with?
Oh, because when I did the Australian thing I just mentioned, that was before I was in the band for permanently. So what was this question? Sorry.
No, what was it like? Because you're the youngest of the Chili Peppers, and what was it like kind of probably growing up with their music and probably being a big influence on you? What was it like when you got the call, hey, dude, you want to come on tour with us? Let's make this record.
It was very surprising. It was, an incredible honor. I didn't know exactly how to answer at first because, John had quit the band. I guess he hadn't officially quit the band as far as the public was concerned, but he had told them he didn't want to carry on.
And you have some history with him as well.
Yeah, and we were, musical partners and good friends, and it was just kind of a crazy thing to consider jumping into a role that he filled for so long. But the other guys made it so easy and were nothing but welcoming to me, and we first had to see if it would work. So a couple of months after Flea asked me, we played together, and it seemed like it was working. We wrote a song the first day I was in there, so it was kind of it happened organically. As much as one can join a gigantic band that's been around since
30 years
since I was 4.
Wow.
As much as you would think it would be far crazier, but because I've known them for so long and I'd worked with them before and I know everyone in the family and on the crew, it was pretty easy.
Now you guys did Carpool Karaoke probably a few months ago now, because we just saw it. We just saw it a month ago.
Yeah, it was about a month ago.
Yeah, and we saw it with James Corden. How did that come about, man? We saw 15 minutes of it on the show, but man, it probably took a lot longer than that.
Yeah, it took about 2 hours, but I have to say I was so impressed with his team and whoever edited it together, because they really captured the essence of what it was and how fun it was, and it had a nice linear it was exactly how I remember it, and they somehow shaved off, an hour and 45 minutes, but it was perfectly edited. It was a lot of fun. I don't know who threw it together. I guess he's a big fan of the band, as you could tell from the. It was just a lot of fun.
And now, speaking of editing and all that stuff, Anthony, did he save a baby?
Well, he calmed the parents down, and he perhaps brought about an earlier end to the baby's seizure, but we don't know what happened to the baby because the paramedics arrived. But he was amazing. I couldn't. I texted him a few times that night. I was so blown away with his calmness, and he's a father now, so he must know what to do in those situations a little bit more. He calmed these hysterical parents down, and rubbed the baby's stomach. Was prepared to give it CPR, even though, but the baby was having a seizure, so it was clenching his teeth, so he didn't do that.
Legit seizure.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the baby had a calm face. Anthony was amazing. He was a complete hero. I was blown away.
Now, you guys were backing Bernie Sanders back when he was in the running for Democratic thing. Do you guys have a horse in this race now, or do you have a horse in this race?
Well, we gotta pull for Hillary. Donald Trump is he's kind of a. I can't even say anything. It's too ridiculous to comment on.
New album, The Getaway. My favorite song, probably Detroit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I come from the Detroit area. I come from Windsor, Ontario, so I love Detroit. What's your favorite song on the album, or what was your favorite to record?
Oh, to record. Let's see. Well, a song called This Ticonderoga was really fun to record, and that actually I had mentioned to Anthony hadn't been in the set for a couple days, and it's in there tonight.
Nice.
Replacing Detroit, which I feel sorry about.
Oh, no way. Come on, man.
Maybe we can make a last-minute change. I really enjoyed recording the song. The Getaway was really fun to record. So a lot of them were fun to record. Dark was fun to record.
Oh, dude, that's so good. Like, just Flea's bass line.
Yeah.
And then everything follows that.
Yeah, that was a hard one at first for me because I didn't know what to do on it because there were no vocals yet. That was one of the ones we wrote in the studio with Brian, and it's great because the guitar is really small and Anthony came up with an amazing vocal. But
so there was just a song, but no vocals, no.
No, it was a drum beat and then a bass line and then some piano chords and then and then a little guitar part and then some chorus chords. Basically the same, or slightly different version of the verse chords. Yeah, no, it was all pieced together and one thing on top of the other.
Is that how you guys did the album?
Some of it, about half of it. All the songs that we wrote with Brian in the studio. It's just kind of a new way of writing for the Chili Peppers. Normally the band comes in with the songs already written and they record them together. With Brian, Danger Mouse Brian, we did it this way, more track building. One guy goes, the other guy goes on top. So some of the songs that we had already before, that we'd written before we decided to work with Brian, we recorded closer to or exactly how we used to record.
So I was looking at the set list that you guys have been playing. You guys have been changing it up. You guys have been doing some stuff from Freaky Styley, Blood Sugar Sex Magic. What's your favorite song to perform live?
To perform live? The song Blood Sugar Sex Magic is very fun to... Yeah. The song Nobody Weird Like Me from Mother's Milk is very fun. Sir Psycho Sexy is very fun. They're all fun.
Sir Psycho Sexy is probably my favorite song from Blood Sugar Sex Magic. Yeah. Great song.
Yeah.
I have someone asking, when are you guys coming to Toronto?
Do you want me to check specifically?
Yeah, can you?
They're always so weird about the when shows are announced and stuff, but for sure in 2017. I have the date in my pocket, but
nice.
Since you don't know, I'll let someone else tell you. But I know for sure that we're on the East Coast in February of next year, so if it's not around then maybe a month or so later. Definitely in the next couple of months.
And when you're on the road, what are you doing? Are you binge watching anything on Netflix? Are you reading? What are you doing?
I do both of those things.
What are you watching?
I watched this movie today from the 80s called No Way Out with Kevin Costner and Sean Young. I don't know why, because we were just in Russia, so I was trying to think of I wanted to watch Russian 80s Cold War spy movies, like crappy movies, and I picked that one, and it's not really to do with Russia at all. I was disappointed, but I like Kevin Costner movies from the late 80s, like Bull Durham or Field of Dreams.
Yeah,
and
nice.
I thought I would like this one, but I didn't.
Dude, Field of Dreams makes me cry every time. I can't watch it.
Yeah,
I can't watch it. Talk about your Strat for a second if you want. This thing's beautiful.
Well, this is a funny one. Michael Schultz is a wonderful guy who works at Fender. He told me if I ever wanted to go down to the custom shop, I was more than welcome. And I wasn't really that interested because I have a couple of old nice Strats and I like older guitars. But I found this one in Sweden that had a really thin neck. Long story short, they were able to build me a couple of guitars, and they fabricated that thin neck, and they put them on all these new made guitars for me. This one was one that I liked the color of, and I bought at a shop in Santa Monica and sent to them, and they put on the thin neck for me. So that's what this is, a custom shop, newer, made to look kind of old, but subtly.
Beauty.
This is a custom thin as can be neck.
Nice.
Made by Jason Smith.
Wow. Any words to the people of Ottawa, to the people of Canada?
I think I might move up here soon.
Josh from Red Hot Chili Peppers taking the stage. Where am I looking? Right here? 9:30. It's going to be amazing. Josh, thanks so much, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as
Sorry
well.
we're not playing your song tonight. I'll see if I can work that out.
Yeah, we got to get some Detroit in there.
We'll definitely play it in Toronto.
Thanks so much, man.
Yeah.